As you may be aware, the SUV segment is absolutely booming at the moment, meaning that there are loads of choices out there. Now, the Mazda CX-5 has actually been around for a little bit of time now, but the firm has chosen to update its mid-size SUV in order to keep it competitive, bringing some new infotainment, a sharper design, and an overall uprated look and feel. Now, what we're going to find out today is whether these updates have turned the CX-5 into a real class leader, or whether you should be looking at some of its other competitors. So let's dive in and find out just what this CX-5 has to offer.
No one had much of an issue with the way the previous generation CX-5 looked, so you can understand why Mazda has kept the updates pretty subtle for this latest generation. It's definitely recognisable as a Mazda and has some of those really sleek touches which help to elevate it and give it a somewhat more premium appeal. This colour is particularly out there, but if you are fancying a more understated look, there are a variety of more traditional colours available.
Mazda has a really good reputation for making nice, sturdily built interiors, and that's definitely the case with this new CX-5. All the materials have a really nice feel to them, and everything is very solidly put together. But it's backed up by some really nice features. So you've got a large 10.25-inch infotainment setup, and that's got your media and your satellite navigation, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although they have to be wired in. There's no wireless option here. Also, it's not touchscreen, so it is controlled by a dial in the middle of the cabin, but some people might like that analog way of controlling the system. Elsewhere, we've got some nice solid buttons, and we've got a mix of analog and digital displays ahead of us, which feels actually quite a nice combination between old school and new school. Overall, it's a very pleasant cabin. It's actually a little bit tighter in the back of the CX-5 than you might expect given its exterior proportions, so my knee room is actually quite slim, although I've got good space for my feet and plenty of headroom too. The material quality is good, just as it is up front, but we haven't got any heating and ventilation controls, and we haven't got any chargers for devices. So if you are looking to top up your mobile phone or iPad, you're not going to be able to do it back here. Overall, the fit and finish is good, it just feels a little bit outdated. You'd expect a car like the CX-5 to offer a decent amount of boot space, and thankfully it does. The boot door takes quite a long time to open, but once it is open, you've got 510 litres of space there, and as you can see, there's not too much of a lip, so putting heavier items in isn't going to be too much of a bother. Plus, you can lower the rear seats down, and that extends the load area to 1,626 litres. The CX-5 isn't available with any kind of plug-in hybrid or hybrid engine whatsoever. You've just got diesel or petrol. This 2-litre petrol engine isn't turbocharged and puts out 163 brake horsepower and 213 newton meters of torque, which isn't a lot of power for a car of this size. It means that 0 to 60 is going to take well over 10 seconds, and realistically, any form of acceleration is going to take a little bit of forward planning, and you're going to have to work the engine quite hard because, as I mentioned, it doesn't have a turbocharger, so you don't get that flexibility in torque delivery. So to get the best performance from this engine, it does have to be worked relatively hard, but fortunately, as is quite a common theme with Mazda, we have a really nice 6-speed manual gearbox to work with. It's similar in feel to that one that you get from the MX-5, so you get a small kind of overlap of sporty feeling from that car into this one, and it's backed up by really pleasant steering, which actually has quite a nice amount of weight to it. The ride in this car is also very good. We're luckily on a very smooth section of road, but even over poor surfaces, a decent amount of tyre and a well-sorted suspension setup means that this car is going to be really comfortable over long distances. Plus, there's not too much road or wind noise, so the refinement in the car itself is very pleasant, and that does make longer journeys a little bit more comfortable. Overall, it feels like Mazda is now working with a very tried and tested formula with the CX-5, and it's been given enough opportunities to finesse and make sure that the package is at its very best. It's just a shame that this engine is just a little bit lethargic, so if you are doing higher mileage or you want a bit more performance, then the diesel would probably be the one to go for. That said, in the current market, it does feel like not having a plug-in hybrid or a hybrid option feels like Mazda is, well, falling a bit short of its rivals. In what is a heavily saturated market, the new Mazda CX-5 has done well to, well, keep its head up high. The updated infotainment system makes a big difference here, and it's packed by an interior which is still solid and really practical. Some buyers might be put off by the fact that the CX-5 isn't available with any hybrid or plug-in hybrid engine options, but the powertrains that do remain are smooth and efficient. In short, if you are looking for an SUV, the CX-5, despite having been around for a little while now, is still an admirable choice. Thank you for watching this Motors.co.uk new car review on the Mazda CX-5. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please give us a like below and leave us a comment letting us know what you think of this Mazda. And while you're here, please remember to subscribe to the Motors.co.uk YouTube channel, hitting that bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new video.